all about sound and the science of sound. So to start off with, we can think a little bit about what we know about sound. So how do we detect sound on a day-to-day basis? How do we know that sound is there? What do you use to detect the sound? Yes. Yes, you use your ears, you hear it, right? So we know that we hear sound all the time. It's why you can hear me right now. It's why you hear when someone's stomping their feet or clapping their hands or something like that. But what is sound, really? Well, it's kind of a difficult question to answer, but to put it simply, sound is waves. And it's a lot like the waves you see when you touch water, like this bowl of water right here. So if you were to look carefully and touch the water, can you see the ripples coming out? Right? I'll show you guys over here. Can you see the ripples coming from where Khang touches the water? That's a lot like sound coming out of a source, right? It's a lot like the sounds that are coming from me right now. But this is what a lot of sound waves look like. They're bouncing around all over the walls. They're adding together all the time. But what if we were to take a single sound wave and look at it from the side? Well, that would look like something like this, right? So depending on whether the sound is loud, or if the sound is high, or if the sound is low, it's going to change the way the wave looks. So, for example, if you were to sing a normal note that's neither high nor low, let's do that together right now. How about we sing either a high or low note? Right. Now, if we wanted to change the frequency of that note, or how high or low it is, we would just sing it higher or lower. So how about we start by changing the frequency of that note to a higher note. So start with the normal note, and let's go to the higher note. So you may not know what you've just done, but you've actually just increased the frequency of the note that you're singing. You can also do the opposite of that by singing a lower note. So let's sing a normal note again. Now let's sing a lower note. Now that's just the opposite. You decrease the frequency of the note you were singing. Now, in addition to changing whether the note is high or the note is low, we can also make the note loud, or we can make it soft. And that is changing the amplitude of the sound wave. So let's try what we did again before, where we sing a normal note. Now how about we just make it louder? Very good. Now what you've just done this time is you've increased the amplitude of your sound wave. Now how does this sound wave look compared to the sound wave with higher amplitude? Does anybody know? Yes. Exactly. This wave is bigger than this wave. It's taller, and therefore it has a higher amplitude. So if you were to describe this sound wave, this one is the louder sound wave. Right? So how about we make a softer sound this time? Okay, let's make it softer. Very good. So that is the lower amplitude note. And you can play around with this to sort of change how you want your notes to sound. So let's play a little game. So how about we start with the normal note, and depending on which one I point, you change the note that you sing. So let's do this all together. Let's start with the normal note. I'm going to trick you a little bit here. High frequency, low amplitude. Now let's do low frequency, high amplitude. Oh! Very good. So we're learning a little bit about amplitude, frequency, and how they're different. So this is how waves look if you were to draw them on a board. But waves aren't stationary like this. They're moving all the time. So to demonstrate that, we're going to show you how a sound wave would look with this slinky. So if I'm going to have my friend Khang here hold the other end of the slinky while I shake it to form a sound wave. So you form a sound wave like this one, and you can increase its frequency by shaking it faster. And it should form something like a wave. See that? So this is a lot like what a sound wave would look like if you could see it. And you can increase the amplitude of this sound wave by shaking it a little more vigorously. Right? Now it's a bigger wave, so this is a louder sound. And if we were to want to increase the frequency, this one's a little hard. I don't know if I can do this one. You shake it faster. Kind of?
You get 2 notes in there.
Yeah. There we go. So that's the sort of wave patterns you would see if you could see a sound. Now, sounds are actually vibrations. And those vibrations are colliding with air particles all the time. So the way you're hearing me right now is I'm disturbing the air particles around me. And those air particles are bumping into other air particles, which are bumping into other particles, or the next one, until they get to the air particles in your ears, which vibrates the membrane in your ear, which is how you hear things. To show how that works, we're going to bump each part of the slinky into each other and show how the sound would travel. Right? So let's say Khang is the listener, and I wanted to say something to him, like, "Hi, Khang." The sound that travels from me to him would look something like this. The sound from me is bumping into air particles that travel to his ear. And if he wanted to say something back to me, "Hi, Eric," he would reply with his own sound, which would collide with other air particles that would come to my ears. Pretty cool. So to talk more about vibrations, I'm going to hand it over to Adam.
Hi. So, as he was saying, in order to produce sound, you're actually producing vibrations. And so, you can make just about anything vibrate if you apply the right energy to it. So, I could make this window vibrate by knocking on it. And it produces a sound. And of course, the sound dies off pretty quickly, but still, you can make it vibrate. I can make this chair vibrate. I can, hit it against the riser, or I can drag it across the riser, and that'll also make a sound. Like that. And so what's happening is I'm making the chair vibrate, and that's what produces sound, and then those vibrations travel through the air, as he said, into your ear, and you have really tiny bones and membranes that vibrate along with it, and that's how you hear things. So one other thing I want to show, we talked about different frequencies. Well, I can show you different frequencies on these glasses. And the glasses are the same size, the same shape, but they have different amounts of water in them. I don't know if you can you all see that? Okay, cool. So I'll hit this one, and then I'll hit the other one. Notice how they sound different? So this one is a higher frequency than this one. And the reason for that is this one has more water in it, and so it will vibrate and resonate at a lower frequency because of that. So I can hit it in order to make it vibrate. Another thing I can do is run my finger across the rim of it. Can you hear that? And so you're probably too far away to see, but if you look up close, you can actually see ripples in the water as I'm doing that, because the glass and the water are vibrating. And then, of course, that hits these particles in the air, that hit more particles in the air, that eventually hit your ear and make the innards of your ear vibrate, and that's how you can hear it. This one. And you notice, just like before, when I was hitting it, this one is vibrating at a higher frequency. And it actually is vibrating at the same frequency whether I hit it or run my finger across the rim. So, I don't know if you... There we go. So, you hear what note that's putting out? Same note, right? That's because you're making the same glass and the same amount of water vibrate. You're just doing it two different ways, either by striking the side of it or by running your finger across it. And so, but in both cases, you're causing the glass and the water inside of it to vibrate, and that's how you produce sound.
Awesome. So, to wrap up this presentation, just a quick review. Oh, before we do that, another thing about vibration. Sound is vibration. And I want to create a model of what's happening inside your ear. Now, I'll need one volunteer. Who in here wants to feel some sound? Would you like to feel some sound? All right. So, my friend Adam here is going to hold the drum. Just go ahead and
just put your hand just lightly on the surface of the drum.
And I'm going to make a really loud noise over here. And tell me if you feel it. Do you feel the drum? What did it do? It buzzed.